I'm Judge Faith Jenkins, and this is Divorce Court. All kinds of couples with problems come to me for advice.
Can I be in a relationship with someone that I really don't trust? Trust is lost in buckets and gained in drops.
Others need a lighter touch.
It's only been 3 years. You've been back together 7 hours and 12 minutes. I hope you can make it to dinner.
But most people just need some of my tough love.
You're problematic on many levels. You know nothing about commitment, monogamy, integrity, and loyalty.
Now, join me in Divorce Court for today's case.
Previously on Divorce Court.
She's obsessed with going viral, Your Honor. Obsessed with it. We share a car. I had an open house. I'll be here from 12 to 3. Would love if you can be here to pick me up like around 3:30 so I can get to the appointment at 4.
What happened?
She never showed up. She's in our house just making videos for her business.
So you missed the appointment and you're saying you missed out on a commission?
Why can't you call an Uber?
Do you know anything about advertising, marketing, and branding?
Yes, that's why I'm here. I'm advertising on social media and TikTok. My TikTok got almost 1 million views.
A lot of things are starting to change. A lot of it coming from her family side. They meddle in our relationship so much.
If you're dating someone, you're dating their family.
Who put her photo up on the dating app?
It was her cousin, Luis.
Well, he's here because Miss Lara has asked him to be a witness. Mr. Luis Perez. Juan, would you bring in the witness, please? Mr. Perez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you so much for being here. I've heard a lot about you prior to you coming into court today. Sir, I understand that you have something you'd like to share with me.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a lot to share. Before I get started on my suitors, because I have some really great suitors right here, I would like to say that Nikki is my little cousin, but she's more so like a little sister to me. We were raised together, and I really love her and I care about her, and I will always be there for her. So, yes, I have a few good suitors right here for her.
You have other people?
So you brought what exactly to court, sir?
Oh, well, it's very true It's very true that I did create a profile for her because honestly, Brandon, I think that because he believes he's much older than her and we're the same age, that he feels like he could lead her on. And I truly feel like he has led her on this whole time.
He doesn't even really know me.
Sir, I want to hear from Mr. Perez. Okay.
That.
And how has he led her on?
Well, he has made a commitment to our family that he was going to put a ring on it. And as you can see on her hand today, there's no ring.
On her hand, not her family's hand.
Empty.
Well,
when you marry someone, you marry the family.
These were his words. I didn't put those words in his mouth.
And so how do you think creating a dating profile was going to help your cousin's relationship?
Well, I believe that it's gonna help because I have really great potentials. I actually found a doctor, I found a pilot, and I also found a firefighter. And the reason why it would help is because Brandon is not serious about marriage.
So you're ready for her to move on?
So I'm ready. I have them on rotation waiting.
So you don't recognize any of the issues that Mr. Benson is describing in the relationship as issues for him?
Well, Mr.
Valid?
Benson doesn't really talk to me.
Okay, and do you understand the reason why?
Well, I understand a little bit, but he doesn't put her on his social media. Like, they've been together for 3 years, and you're telling me in 3 years she's only been on your social media maybe once or twice?
So the two of you run your lives by what's going on and off of social media. Is that what it is? So he hasn't posted her on his social media. That means what to you?
Listen.
He's hiding me?
I feel like he's hiding her. Look out how
Why would he be hiding?
Why would you hide this?
So you know what I did?
I worked so hard to look good for you, and you won't even show me off.
Excuse me. I would like to hear from Mr. Perez. You said he's only posted her once in 3 years. Why do you think he would be hiding her?
I think he's not ready to commit to marriage. And so I posted her picture on his social media. There was one Sunday, we were having a Sunday fun day, drinking some wine. I was over their house, and he went into the shower. He left his phone on the living room.
You took his phone and logged in?
Yeah, because he didn't have a password.
Tipsy, okay?
They don't have passwords, and yes, I did. And
you don't think you're crossing any boundaries?
Well, you know what?
It wasn't
I
that
feel
big
like
of a deal.
Does she
if
look
he
like?
wasn't
I'm
hiding
asking
anything.
your cousin a question. I want you to be quiet, sir.
Respectfully,
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
Honor.
Yes.
She's not a ghost. She's not Casper the Ghost. She should be posted on his social media.
Okay.
And so, yes, maybe I overstepped a little bit.
Are you in a relationship?
But
no.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Not at the moment, but, you know,
Maybe
turning
you need
back
to find
her.
yourself a significant other so you can
Well, you
stay
know
out of
what?
other
I'm
people's
actually
relationships
in a really
and
great
business.
spot. I'm focused on my career, Your Honor.
Well,
and
I think that's
honestly,
beautiful.
this is my little sister, so I'm gonna look
But you
out
crossed
for
the
her.
line.
Here's the
He crossed the line.
Here's the thing, Mr. Perez. I think that it's great that you're in a great spot and you're focused on your career, but I want you to keep that focus a little bit more
Right.
on your career and less on your cousin, who is a grown woman in a
Right.
relationship who can make her own decisions.
Well, may I say something? In my earlier 20s, I was led on around the same age as her. And so I don't want the same thing to happen to her that happened to me.
And can I follow up with that real quick?
Thank you, Mr. Perez.
Can I follow up just real quick? That's a great point because he is almost putting himself in her position. He almost thinks that he is her.
That's a reach.
He loves her so much
We're
that
blood.
he wants to be her. He wants to live her life. And you know,
Oh,
I know
that's a
that.
reach.
Really? You know how I know that
Yeah.
though? She told me that. Yeah, she told me.
Really?
Yeah, he's so involved. He wants
said that.
to be her.
Is that true?
I said he admires me. There's nothing wrong with that.
We're like siblings.
So you didn't say that he
This
wants
is
to
my
be
little
you.
sister.
No, I didn't use those words.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Perez. You can have a
Thank you,
seat.
Your
thank
Honor.
you. I appreciate you bringing in
Thank you.
your folder of evidence in the court today.
He's just trying to hold him accountable. Somebody
Well,
has to.
you know-
I stick up for him all the time to my family. I've been very patient with him. That's why he's here today, because they think I'm being too nice and easy on him.
We live together. We split most of the bills. The phone bill is traditionally always the same price every month, unless we go over the data usage. She's been over it every month for the last 6 months.
You're suing for data overage because she's on her social media and using
She
the
goes
data
over it
all the time.
every month, yes.
And
So my
why are
bill-
you suing for the car, ma'am?
I'm suing because I let him use my car whenever he pleases. He uses it more than I do.
But you gave him permission to do so, am I right, ma'am?
Yeah, if I have to pay for the cell phone bill, then you should pay me for my car note.
So you're just suing because you're being petty, you're upset? You're suing for $250 for data overage charges, and you're countersuing for $1,590 for 6 months of a car note.
Yes, which is a light.
What is
countersuit.
your lawsuit about, sir? You're the money judgment.
Yeah, totally. So we live together. We split most of the bills. But prior to us living together, I had my own I have my phone, but I also get free lines on there. So we added her as a person on my line. But I got 2 free lines, no charge, no additional charges. So same price for me every month. So she added onto my phone bill. She has her car that I use, every once in a while to go to showings, but I don't use it every day. I don't even use it once a month, a couple times a month.
My car?
I don't use it all the time.
Sir, just
That's
tell me
a
about the
lie.
overage.
You use it more than I do.
Ms. Lara?
Okay, so the phone bill is traditionally always the same price every month, unless we go over the data usage. Obviously, I do not go over it because I know the threshold on that. She goes over it she's been over it every month for the last 6 months. She's gone over it, and so the bill is not the same. So the idea for me is that even though I do use your car every once in a while, you couldn't put a number on how many times I use the car, or she couldn't tell you how I used
so
it.
much.
Well, I just want to know your perspective on the lawsuit, not your defense to the car.
Okay.
You're suing for data overage because she's on her social media and using
She
the
goes
data
over
all the time.
every month, yes.
And she's the reason you're over.
So
why are
bill-
you suing for the car, ma'am?
I'm suing because I let him use my car whenever he pleases. He uses it more than I do. He'll leave me on empty.
I
never press
would
you for that.
never do that.
Yes,
So you
you
want him
do.
to pay 6 months?
I don't ever say anything because
Ms. Lara.
I'm holding him down. I'll fill up the tank if you can't do it.
Ms. Lara, my question to you is, how long have y'all been together? It's been
We're almost
3
on 3
years.
years.
3 long years.
Yeah.
3 long years.
3 great years. It's been great. It's been fine. He's creating this situation
Ms. Lara,
in his
you're
head.
suing for 6 months of car notes because you said he has used your car, but you gave him permission to do so. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So now you want to sue. You want him to pay because you're having this issue.
Yeah,
you're
if I have
breaking
to
up.
pay for the cell phone bill, then you should pay me for my car
I
note.
didn't ask anything about the cell phone bill. I'm asking for your reason for the countersuit. So you're just suing because you're being petty, you're upset? That's what your countersuit is about? Because there was no agreement that he would pay for your car note, right?
But he could at least let me use it more often or put gas in it.
Okay, that's all I need
Can
to
I
hear.
say just one thing real quick?
Quickly.
Perfect. So I use her car every once in a while. And we're on the same phone bill. The phone bill would have been the same if she didn't go over the usage. And no matter if I use her car or not, she's paying the same amount every month anyways. We agreed that I would use her car, and we agreed that she'd be on the phone bill, but we did not agree that she would go over it and I would pay the additional charges.
Are you the reason that the bill is going over on the phone every month?
Yes, but maybe if I had my car more often,
the two
I
of
wouldn't be on my
these
phone so much.
things.
I'm just in the house. I got nowhere to go. It's COVID. Everything's closed. I
Okay.
can't walk
Louis should
anywhere.
pick you up then.
Hold on.
The two of those things don't have anything to do with the other. I just wanted an answer to my question, and you said yes. Why don't you have a car?
Because we live in LA, my old job used to be across the street from my apartment, so I just would walk back and forth every day.
Okay.
And then
He had a car, and he got rid of it.
When I recently got into real estate in the last year, we just
Decided to share a car.
Yeah, we live together, so it's just easier. And we only have one parking spot, so we're not going to pay additional parking.
I totally understand. I came from New York, and when I moved to LA, I did not get a car. I felt like I was the only person in LA who didn't have a car, but actually there are two of us,
Right,
so it's
yep.
good to know. You never want someone to marry you because you've put a gun to their head, because you're pressuring them, because you said this is what you're gonna do, you told my family. You want someone to marry you because they're happy, and you have to take the responsibility of putting boundaries around your family. You're too much in the business. You are in their business too. You can shake your head all you want,
May
but
I
I'm
say
telling
one
you,
more thing?
I'm talking and you're not. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Marriage is a really big step for anyone because when you're choosing to marry someone, you're choosing a lot of things. You're choosing someone you're going to spend most of your time with. If you choose to have children, you're choosing someone who's going to be a tremendous influence on raising your children and what their future is going to be like. You're choosing a best friend. You're choosing a teammate. You're choosing a coworker. You're choosing all of these things. So it's a really big choice, and there's so many things that you really have to think about. And when you do have reservations, and when you do have some hesitation, and you have reasons that you've expressed, I think you have to give validity to those reasons, honor those reasons, and not rush into anything. You never want someone to marry you because you've put a gun to their head, because you're pressuring them, because you said this is what you're gonna do, you told my family. You want someone to marry you because they're happy about it. They're excited about it. They can't wait to spend the rest of their life with you. They don't feel like they're being given an ultimatum. That's not the way you want to go into marriage. So all of the things that he's said today and these concerns that he had, I think what's happened is he's realized that the two of you are on different pages right now in your lives. It happens.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just happens. 3 years ago when you started, and maybe he did tell your family that he was going to marry you and these were the plans, at that time, he probably believed that. But over time, as things have changed, in his mind, he believes you're not yet compatible for marriage. And the last thing you want to do, because marriage is not going to solve anything. It's not going to solve the differences between you. It's not going to make you more compatible just because you put a ring on the finger. That changes nothing. It doesn't change the essence of who you are. Marriage doesn't change anything but your last name. That's it. And you have to take the responsibility of putting boundaries around your family. You're too much in the business. You are in her business too. You can shake your head all you want,
May
but
I
I'm
say
telling
one more
you,
thing?
I'm talking and you are not. You are too involved in her personal life. She's 26 years old. She's not 19.
Right.
So you need to find something else to do with your free time besides logging into his social media, getting into his phone. That is completely disrespectful to this man, that you are doing that, and you have to be the one to check your family. It is not his responsibility to check your family. It's your responsibility. Every dynamic that you described today, what your concerns are, I think I saw that for myself. Throughout just the brief period of time we had Ms. Lara and her cousin in the courtroom.
Right.
Ma'am, put your hand down when I'm speaking. Don't disrespect the court.
Your Honor, can I say one thing?
Sir, please step out of the courtroom.
Are you kidding?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
This is bogus.
Miss Lara,
You're not even
step
here.
out of the courtroom. You can leave, ma'am. Step out of the courtroom.
Bye.
Apologize for that.
You don't have to apologize. It's not you. on the data overage charges, I don't think you had enough evidence today when you came into court to say she's responsible. But then I ask you, and you admit you are responsible, so you're going to pay the $250.
My God.
I'm not ordering him to pay. Ma'am, put your hand down when I'm speaking. Don't disrespect the court, please.
Okay.
Because I don't want to ask you to leave. We're wrapping up now. And you can
Your Honor,
go
can I
your
say
separate
one
way.
thing?
Sir, please step out of the courtroom. Step out of the courtroom, Mr. Perez. You don't speak when I'm speaking, sir. On the counter suit for $1,590, he doesn't owe you. There was no agreement that he
Are you
would pay
kidding?
6 months. Do I look like I'm kidding?
This is bogus.
Miss Lara,
You're not even
step
hearing-
out of the courtroom. You can leave, ma'am. Step out of the courtroom.
Bye. He'll be back. He always comes back.
Step out.
Apologize for that.
You don't have to apologize. It's not you.
You're right.
But I actually think that seeing the disrespect that we just witnessed is indicative of the immaturity that I see from Miss Lara. And I witnessed every dynamic that you described today, what your concerns are.
Right.
I think I saw that for myself.
Right.
Throughout just the brief period of time we had Miss Lara and her cousin in the courtroom.
Right.
So a lot of people don't recognize the issues in time, and they do feel pressure, especially you're in your 30s. A lot of people do feel pressure to get married because they say, I've been in a relationship for this long, so it's time. You have pressure from the families, and they succumb to the pressure, and you know what? They end up in my courtroom full of regret.
Totally, right. Yeah.
You don't have to be that person, and you've chosen not to be that person. You are one of the few people I can look to in this courtroom and say, you are making a wise and prudent decision.
Awesome.
My judgment in this case is for you, sir, in the order of $250. I wish you well.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
so much. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. I think the best advice that Judge Faith gave probably to both of us was to, after everything is all said and done, what's the truth behind everything? Who are we as people? Who are we as individuals together? And the way that she broke it down, there's no way to move forward after this.
When Judge Faith told me that I shouldn't pressure anyone to marry me, all I have to say to that is, you shouldn't tell somebody you're gonna marry them. You shouldn't make promises that you can't keep. He knows he loves me. He knows we're great together. I think he's just getting cold feet, and he's gonna fumble, and I'm trying to prevent him from fumbling the bag.
I am ready. I don't have cold feet or whatever is being said about me. I don't have any of that.
Honor your word, keep your word. That's all I'm asking. That's why I'm here, because I know he's making a mistake. He's gonna regret it. He's done this before, low-key, and he's came back, so.
And honestly, hun, at this point, you need to recycle him, save the planet, and save yourself.
When she got kicked out, I felt like that was the first time she ever got put in her place. I know who I am. I know that I'm successful. I'm going to be successful. She can be too, but she needs to, kind of be brought down to earth a little bit, and I think Judge Faith did that for her.
I see our potential. He doesn't see it, but I see it.
Yes, and he needs to give you your flowers
He does.
and your ring while you're here.
We could be the next Beyonce and Jay-Z. He just does not want to believe it.
That is fact. Girl, on to the next. Let me show you, girl. Let me show you what I got.
He's
Look,
grown.
girl.
He's way too grown to be acting like this. What the
Honey,
heck?
I got them lined up
You
for
said
you,
there's
honey.
a pilot in there?
Girl, a
I'm
pilot.
trying to take flights.
Okay,
Yeah!
I'm still sticking to where I stand and will not be moving forward with the proposal. And as soon as the lease is over, I'll be leaving.
I really don't believe he's going anywhere, so I stand my ground, and I still believe in everything I said.
I have definitely stayed out of the relationship more than I was before.
Yes.
However, I still have my list of great suitors if that is needed, but I hope they work
They're
it
on
out.
standby.
I hope they work it out.